Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. I'm just making this video to show people that Ancestry.com has made some updates. Some of you may or may not know, and I'm not too thrilled about it, as usual. It's nothing new. And something that I've noticed is that now they're playing back around with my DNA again. Because when I first took this test, some of these regions were on my initial DNA report. And through the years, they have taken them away, given them back, taken them away, given them back, played around with this, played around with that. And it's just constant back and forth with the same old mess. And another thing is, they do not look deeper than what I deem is 8 centimorgans as far as your DNA segments. In order to get that deeper DNA, regardless of what they give the impression of, that is the reality. If you look into their information, it will say, which some of these companies will say that it's 8 centimorgans as far as they go, and some will say like 6 centimorgans or whatever. If you want my honest opinion, it's 8 centimorgans, because a lot of times they won't connect you up to anyone beyond your 6th cousins, back when they were doing the through lines things, and also your cousin matches. When you look, if anyone has segments that are smaller than 8 centimorgans, even though they still are your actual 6th cousin, if they do not possess that, then they will not be included in your matchup. Therefore, that tells me right there that that is as far as they're going, regardless of what they may give the impression of. And because of that, that means anything deeper than that you have that might connect you with a 5th, actually I would say an actually 4th great-grandparent, or on further back, most likely it's not going to happen. Any ethnicity that you got from that's smaller than 8 centimorgans, even if you've got like a whole bunch of little small pieces, that if you add them all up together, they will become, the total would be like 8 centimorgans that could connect you to say a 4th great-grandparent. They're not going to include that ethnicity because it's smaller than 8 centimorgans. So to me, that's kind of ridiculous, because that means you're missing out on that. And also that means they're overbloating this other ethnicity stuff that they're giving you, because if that part is missing, it's not being calculated, then what do you think that means? That means that means it's not in the calculations. So what they do is they overinflate what they actually show you. So I think that's wrong. I think that's doing kind of a misservice to their customers, but that's just my opinion about it. And so I'm just going by what I have discovered myself. But anyway, so I mean, I like the look of the new features and everything, because you got these colors and this kind of background and stuff like that, and it kind of pops. So yeah, I mean, it's what you would call, I guess, prettier than the old background. But if they just keep playing with the same old stuff back and forth, I mean, it's nothing new for me. I noticed they put Iceland back. And, they had taken some of that stuff away. They took away Norway and Sweden and all that, Scandinavia basically. They had that on there for a long time. Now they've taken that back away. And added it to some other spot. That's like now they're giving me Denmark, they've given me Germany back, and France and all that stuff, whereas before they took it away. And it's just a constant roller coaster of the same old DNA playing around with, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. And they claim, that we've added new regions and stuff like that. Well, what good does that do if you're not including those regions, if a person truly has that in their DNA, but because it's below that 8 centimorgan strip in one go, then you're not including it? Then wow, what good does that do? I mean, that's just ridiculous. So yeah, and of course, since I know I come from England and Ireland and all that stuff. I've got a lot of ancestors from there. That is absolutely no surprise whatsoever. So it's basically this, pretty much the same old, just different year, different combination, you know. So I'm not really impressed with the report itself, but I'm showing it. And when compared to other DNA reports that I have had with other companies, and of course I've made other videos if you want to check that out, this is a far cry from what is really there. So yeah. Okay, and let's see. Oh, also another thing I want to mention, whereas back a few years ago they added some new features that they were trying out, and one of those things was letting you see the segments that you get from your father and your mother. As far as your ethnicity report, they broke it down into 2 halves and all that, and it was offered for free. Well, now you got to pay for it. And here's the sad part now, because they have taken a lot of this stuff. They took the through lines feature away. It used to be free, to where you can connect up to other cousins that connect you up to you know, your from your parents to your grandparents, all the way back to like your supposedly your 5th great grandparent, and your cousins and all that stuff. It would connect you up through your trees and through DNA and connect you up that way. That used to be free. That's been taken away, and I'll show you that in a minute. But here's the deal. So when you try to check out these features that used to be free, this is what you see. They want to charge you now $24.99 a month just to be able to have back what they took away that used to be free. And so that's kind of sad. So now there's not really much that is offered. So after you pay for a DNA test and get your results back and all that mess, you're pretty much just left with an ethnicity report, because anything else you try to do is going to cost you now, except for maybe making a tree. And right here is my tree, of course. And let me show you, like, say for instance, when I check on my great-grandparent, click here, and used to, when you clicked on the through lines feature right here, it would show you, you know, all your ancestors that you've put on your tree that actually connect all the way up to your 6 cousins and all that stuff. Well, now it's gone. So when you click on this, guess what? You got to become a member, and you got to pay that $24.99 a month. Yippee. Okay, and so this is basically what the home page looks like. They kind of show you stuff like teasers as to, you know, records and stuff that you could look up. If you're a member, you click on it and you might find information about your ancestors if you want to pay that $24 whatever a month. Then they tease you with pictures that you and other kinfolk have loaded up on the site, and if you go to click on it, then guess what? You got to become a member to actually see it. So this is what you get to see in total if you don't pay that monthly subscription. So yeah, and let's see, here's some other stuff that they tease you with and all that. Okay, and then of course now they got a new feature called traits and all that stuff, which to me this stuff is useless. I could care less about any of that mess. And then of course new matches and stuff, which I don't want to show that because of privacy concerns. So yeah, this is pretty much what you get now if you actually buy, you know, a kit. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm not trying to you know, dissuade anyone from taking a DNA test with this company, because yeah, I mean, if you just want to know as far back as your 4th great grandparent, that might be a great thing to do and whatever. But if you want to know anything deeper than that, as far as your DNA and ethnicity report, you're going to be really disappointed. Even though it's really there, it's in your DNA, and you should have a right to know that. You should have the right to know if, you know, if you have an ancestor who was Geronimo or whoever, you know. But because of stuff like this, you're not going to really be connected up to that, because that might be on further back in your ancestry, and therefore they're not going to show your connection to that person or anything like that. So that's kind of, it's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. But if you just want this, type of access and everything, or if you're willing to pay that $24.99 or whatever a month, then I say go for it. It would be nice if they would actually kind of change that and like offer people like a one-time prepaid thing, something that's reasonable. I honestly think it would be a better money maker for them. And I think that it would be a lot better for people, especially if they actually took some of that money and used it to pay people to actually report, to go into the system and actually open up their database space that they claim they're trying to save, and put the results from your deeper DNA onto that, and then offer that to you for a prepaid one-time fee. That would be wonderful. And then maybe limited access. Maybe you can pay a one-time prepaid fee to get like to certain documents, but like maybe it will last for, up to a certain amount of months, and then it won't try to renew. Like if it ain't linked to a thing to where you have to cancel it in order, to make sure that you don't get charged with it. It would just be nice if they'd say, okay, here, you get 30-day access for $5 or whatever, and then after the 30 days it's up, and if you want to do any more, then you actually have to pay again, something like that. To me, that would be a good idea, because sometimes people will start off a subscription and then they forget, and then next thing you know it lapses, and then they get hit, their bank account gets hit for for a renewal, and they have done forgotten about it. So I don't like that, but whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what's new on AncestryDNA's website, and give my opinion about it. Thank you. Bye.